Now I would like to introduce Walter Harrison, Trinity class of 1968 and a 2018 honorary degree recipient. Walt is the President Emeritus of the University of Hartford and serves as the Vice Chair of the Trinity College Board of Trustees. Walt is here to present Dan Lugo as the next President of Trinity College.
Madam Chair, I am proud to say a few words of introduction about Dan Lugo on behalf of my colleagues who served on the search committee which recommended him to the Board of Trustees. Our committee was composed of 12 people, made up of trustees, faculty members, administrators, and a student. All of us approached this task as one of the most important services we could provide to Trinity, spending hundreds of hours in the process, which happily concluded in Dan being elected by our fellow trustees as president. I need to begin with this. Dan, you know how to make a first impression. From a list of approximately 160 candidates, our committee selected 8 to interview in person. We gathered in Boston to spend 90 minutes interviewing each of them. 7 of the candidates arrived on time, ready for the interview. Dan was late, about 15 minutes late. And when he arrived, he was on a scooter. Okay, not the type of scooter you see around town on streets and sidewalks, but a knee scooter nonetheless, the type used to prop up his leg since he had recently had his Achilles tendon repaired. I am happy to say that after that inauspicious beginning, Dan blew us away. In his first interview, it was clear that he had the sort of background we were looking for. Someone deeply devoted to the liberal arts, someone who had spent his undergraduate career and most of his professional career at liberal arts institutions with whom Trinity compares itself: Carleton College, Franklin and Marshall College, and Colby College. He had risen rapidly through the administrative ranks, from Associate Director of Admissions to Dean of Admissions to Vice President for both admissions and advancement. And he was then the sitting president of Queen's University of Charlotte, so he had proven himself as a dynamic and accomplished leader. In his second and longer interview, I'm pleased to say that Dan arrived on time and on both legs. More importantly, he demonstrated at that interview an amazing ability to analyze and absorb an enormous amount of data about Trinity and to provide a few early impressions on where we might improve what we do. It was also clear that his early career as an attorney had helped form his keen listening style and his ability to make decisive executive decisions. And he did all that with humility, with an openness to contrary opinions, and with reminders that these observations of the college were just first impressions. We believe, after interviewing him and many people who had worked with him in various roles, that Dan is, as you heard before, the right person for the leadership of Trinity. Devoted to liberal learning, admired by his faculty and staff colleagues at his previous institutions, experienced in understanding and excelling in 2 critically important functional areas for any college, that is, admissions and advancement, and a proven presidential leader with a record of accomplishment and success, Dan Lugo is indeed the right leader at the right time. And while we did not officially interview Tina Marie, we have come to realize that she will join Dan as someone who loves the college's mission and shares a keen interest in Trinity's place in the Hartford community. It is my privilege and pleasure to present Daniel G. Lugo to you for inauguration as the 23rd president of Trinity College.
I now invite Dan and Tina Marie Lugo to join me. Daniel G. Lugo, you have been selected by unanimous vote of the trustees of Trinity College, and I, as the chair, declare that you are appointed president of Trinity College. As evidence of your authority, I now put into your charge the traditional symbols of that office. This mace is a symbol of your executive powers at Trinity College. We entrust your leadership to guide this institution and to ensure the education of future classes in Trinity's third century. Thank you, Manuela. This key signifies that the physical properties of the institution are in your care. We entrust you with the responsibility of preserving the beauty and well-being of our campus for our students to thrive. Thanks, Manuela. Thank you. This precious book has been touched by each graduating senior on commencement day since the time of our first president, Bishop Thomas Church Brownell. It is a symbol of knowledge committed to the care of the faculty. This book, dear to every student who has graduated from Trinity College, represents your responsibility to uphold the educational mission of Trinity College.
Thank you, Chair Bisaccia. I'll return this book to the custody of the Secretary of the Faculty, who will later return it to me on every commencement day forward.
This collar, which we now place on your shoulders, will be worn on ceremonial occasions as a visible symbol of the President's high office and authority. Congratulations, Daniel G. Lugo, for being installed as the 23rd President of Trinity College.